Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for Let's Talk F1 because it's the F1 show we are doing. It's a brand new show. It's going to happen every Friday, the days of race weekend on, because we are today going to be building up to the Turkish Grand Prix. And boy, have we got an awful lot to talk about. And it's going to be a very eventful next 7 races. So we can promise you that much. And you can get all of your coverage of fans talking about F1 right on this channel. I am joined by, of course, Chris and Charles. How are we both doing today?
I'm doing great, to be honest. Max has got a time penalty. Cry me a river, bitch. Not sorry, Max. Lewis.
I was just about to
say.
Sorry. I was just about to say we'll get into all of that. Because Charles already ruining the show already.
You're welcome, guys. You are welcome.
Yeah. Get your comments in as well. We want to interact with you as we do this as well. It's going to be about a 30-minute one, provided that there's stuff to talk about, which there is plenty to talk about. Before we get into all of that stuff, let's just go over what happened last time out in Russia. Max Verstappen started at the back of the grid, obviously took his engine penalty, changed the whole engine at Russia. Came from, I think it was 20th to 6th in 20 laps. Sort of had a bit of a lull at 6th for the rest of the race until it started raining. Chris, Max Verstappen, that was essentially Lewis's free hit, wasn't it? Max Verstappen at the back of the grid, having to find his way through, or work his way through. Decent race for Max, though. And look, second place is probably a race win for Red Bull and for Max Verstappen.
Agreed. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Start from 20th to finish second. I think that's remarkable, really.
Yeah.
Of course, other incidents obviously helped it. With a certain young driver.
Yeah, we'll get into him as well.
But it was a free hit for Lewis Hamilton, and I think it's a killer pure for Lewis Hamilton that Max Verstappen finished second, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In this amazing title race, we need to say that.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly see that Lewis was slightly annoyed. Well, not annoyed, but probably just like, for fuck's sake. Because this was really his time. It was his free hit. Max at the back of the grid. Charles, Max Verstappen did great to finish second, didn't he?
Absolutely, he did. I genuinely thought maybe he'd finish 7th or 8th and get a couple of points, but to finish second, the weather really helped him. Unfortunately for Lando Norris, his team didn't do really fuck all to help back him up. I think I think Red Bull and Verstappen played a really long game, an unexpected one when the rain came. But unfortunately, the one thing we all know is that Max loves the rain. He is one of the best in the rain. So, yeah, I think when the rain came, it was game over for everyone else. And hi, Max Verstappen. Lewis just didn't do good enough. It didn't fucking matter if he finished first or eighth. Verstappen was still going to finish second.
He did well. He did do well because he sort of, won the race.
Yeah, cool story. That's because, no, do you know what? This is the issue I have with people. He only won the race because McLaren fucked up.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how you win.
He didn't win the race on pure talent. He didn't win the balance. No, he didn't win the race on pure talent.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go hug my dog now. You've made me sad.
That's fine. Because it doesn't matter in F1. It doesn't matter how you win these races. You can win this race by 45 seconds, 2 seconds. It doesn't matter. You can just cross the line just in front, like we've seen before. It doesn't matter how you win these races. The thing that matters is you've got those 25 points. It doesn't matter. Lewis did as much as he could. I hate Lewis as much as the next person, but Lewis did everything he could. Lewis finished first. He took maximum points. Got fastest lap, I'm pretty sure. Lewis took maximum points, but Max just, annoyingly for Lewis, just got himself right up there, didn't he?
Yeah. In my opinion, I do not PM McLaren. No. I think you have to PM Norris because he was shouting, throwing his toys out of palm, saying no. When
I think it was a bit of both. I think it was.
Thank you.
I think
let's not blame.
There's elements of blaming Lando, absolutely, because you could see that the track was undrivable. Should have come in. Also, I must
overall both need to take PM in my opinion.
I must also say that that Lewis also wanted to stay out, so there was that. But yeah, in terms of that, I also think McLaren should have probably been firmer and said, look, no, Lando, there's more rain coming in or coming. Get in the pits now and change your king tires, right? Protect your lead, right? Cover Lewis Hamilton.
They could have put him in even earlier, even when the rain was forecasting to come.
No, well, I don't know about that, but what I would have probably ultimately done is gone, look, Valtteri's come in for tires. He's 8 seconds quicker than you, Lando. Get in now. Right, the McLaren team, and I think this is the naivety. They've not been in this position very for a long time, have they?
True.
In terms of leading a race, dealing with changeable conditions, we all know that going from a dry track to a wet track, one of the hardest jobs there is. If anyone's ever played Formula One, you'll know that. Even on the console, it's bloody difficult. I can't imagine what it's like in real life. So there's a lot going on there. As I said, in hindsight, he comes in, changes his tires. I think Lando's been quite, mature about this, saying, "Look, there's parts of it was my fault, parts of it was the team's fault. Collective responsibility." And I think that's a fair way, because at the end of the day, I think McLaren were wrong. I thought Lando was wrong. Yeah. I thought they were both wrong. I think that's the best way. I don't think anyone is wholly to blame.
For me, I agree. I think both need to take part, PM. Yeah. And I think Lando Norris is still a young talent. He's still young, and he's only gonna learn from it.
Yeah.
In the upcoming seasons to come, and it's just one of them. Unfortunate to happen, but he will bounce back from it, and he will get that race win at some point.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And just touching on Lando, what were your thoughts of his overall race? Because he was quicker than Lewis, even on changeable conditions, Chris.
Yeah,
he was, and it just sums F1 off way, doesn't it? Just end another race to end like that. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It is brutal, and
but
overall, apart from that, he had a good solid race, and it's just unfortunate. I do feel for him.
Yeah, he'll get his first win, no doubt. No doubt at all. Let's go to some comments. Big up to Wolf in the chat. Big up to Max. Yo, everyone. Big up. Hope you all had a great week. Yes, Charles. Lewis, good penalty. We'll get into Lewis's good penalty in just a moment. Wayne is here. It's been a long day for me, that's for sure. Have you guys seen?
Wayne is in the building.
I have seen the livery.
It's the quadruple now, isn't it?
Hey, Niall, Charles, and Chris. Big up Wolf. When you say McLaren fucked up, statistically speaking, Norris fucked up as he made the decision to stay out.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna take a one-sided approach, Max. We may not be friends in about 5 minutes.
The way it is both are to blame.
Thank you. That's what I just said. 50-50.
I'm not having a go at you. Jesus Christ. I don't know what is going on with Charles today, but fucking hell. But yeah, people need to. If you're gonna comment on F1. Listen to the fucking interviews and then come back to me, all right? And that wasn't a dig at you. That wasn't a dig at you, Charles. I've actually listened to all the interviews. I've not
Max, that was a dig at you. Max, that was actually a dig at you, hon.
Practice is, to be frankly honest, boring and I can't be bothered. And to be honest, I didn't really have any time to watch it anyway. But I've watched all the interviews from Lando, Max.
It was a
Lewis,
dig at Max. It was a dig at Max. Max Tiger HD. You better watch your back. That was a dig at you.
Gonna say is
if it wasn't a dig at me, it was a dig at you, hon. So you better wash your back.
1 minute. People need to listen to interviews and then talk. But yeah.
Can I speak about this, McLaren? Because obviously I've been listening to you guys. You know now I'm a massive McLaren fan. Unfortunately, they've been going on from Formula One and IndyCar, they was going on a big rise and a big positive. They're back where they need to be. They're winning races both ends. They're getting poles. Unfortunately, for me, they filled their boots too much, and they thought, while we're in the lead with no noise, the rain's coming down, but well, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. And they made the wrong call, because if they'd done the same call as Mercedes, they're more likely would have won it. They thought it was big bollocks and said, no, we don't need to go in.
I don't even think it was that. I just think they've miscalculated how much rain is coming down. Because do you know what? When they were asking, it was just light rain. And to be honest, as much as it would have been a bloody nightmare for him to do, and he could barely keep it on the track as it was, you could probably justify trying to get through 3-4 laps with it light rain. You could just about, because the track was getting slippery, but it wasn't getting overly bad where he's going to, shunt off or spin. So with those 3-4 laps, you could probably justify just about keeping it on the track and going for that. What I think caught McLaren out was the onslaught of heavy rain coming down. That is what destroyed it for them, because, those slicks were pretty much dead anyway. He's tried using those slicks on what you could probably class as an intermediate sort of track in terms of how much rain was on there or standing water. Then heavy rains come down and just flooded the track. And he's on dead slicks anyway. It's barely got any grip on the dry, let alone on the wet. And I just think they miscalculated it. I think they've misjudged how much rain is going to come down in the next 4 laps. They've made a mistake. I don't think McLaren have got overly ahead of themselves. I think Lando was under a lot of pressure. I think in that point, Lando was in a shit ton of pressure. It's his first race win, potentially. And he's just messed up. He's let the pressure get to him. You could hear that with what he was saying. He was like, no, shut up, let me do it. And of course, the worst happens and he, shunts it off, and we don't really talk about that. But it was a tough one for him. But moving on to this weekend, it's going to be an interesting one. There's a 2-point gap between Lewis Hamilton in first and Max Verstappen in second. Now, more importantly, Max Verstappen has taken his engine penalty and his penalty that he got for apparently shunting off Lewis at Monza. I still disagree with it. I thought there was a gap there and Lewis didn't leave him enough space, made him go over the sausage curb and then got a car landing on his head. And I'm sorry, but that is 100% Lewis. Should have given him a little bit more room, but you can also blame Monza for having fucking sausage curbs. I understand why you have them, but Jesus Christ, you were expecting that, because when a car, and an F1 car, goes over that sausage curb, there's only one way that F1 car's going, and that's in the air. Oh, and then land on Lewis's head. Luckily for him, he's got the halo, else it could have been a lot worse. I was actually having an interesting talk with my dad about a week ago. And I said to him, I went, he was talking to me about the halo, and he was like, oh, Lewis's instant is the main advocate for the halo. I went, you're fucking joking, right? Do you not remember Romain Grosjean? Who, and I'll put this as politely as possible, if that halo wasn't there, he doesn't have a head on his body. Like, I hope people aren't squeamish about it. He would have been beheaded. Literally, because I don't know about you, but that metal Armco barrier, I don't need to say much more. The halo lifted that up, so I don't want to. Again, I try not to think about it. It's a horrific thought, but the halo, no, romance is the pure indicator for the halo, but
But there's been so many incidents, ain't it? Like, can you remember the one in Belgium where it was who went over Alonso's head? The car, remember?
Yeah, you got that. Happened to Charles as well.
I think it was Romain Grosjean who went over Alonso's head.
Probably was, mate. Romain Grosjean
in
at that
Belgium.
time loved to. Romain Grosjean at that time loved going in the air or touching other cars. It was sort of like his little fetish. Charles Leclerc is winning this weekend. I don't do predictions. I do spoilers. I would love Charles Leclerc to win. But somehow I feel like Max Verstappen's probably got it. Now, the reason...
What I've seen today...
What? It's only practice.
Yeah, it's practice, but it's just watching them... He's struggling with the tyres and with the grip.
Oh, they're all gonna trust me. I watched the F1 show. They're all gonna struggle with it. Obviously, you remember last year they re-tarmacked the whole circuit, right?
True.
And it was slippy even when it wasn't raining, right? Because obviously they didn't have enough time to let it set, and I think they put too much tar into the tarmac, and now all of that gooey crap at the top and it slimy. Basically, cars are going flying. They're going to be, and they haven't exposed enough of the stones on the circuit. So the edges of the stones that give you the grip. They haven't exposed enough of them. So everyone's going to struggle with tire temps. Everyone's going to struggle with grip. All of that. That's going to be
which is why it's an interesting race.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. What's making this more interesting is Lewis Hamilton is going to start from a minimum of 11th. So Lewis Hamilton will start a minimum of 11th because Lewis Hamilton has taken a 10-place grid penalty for getting a new ICE, which is the internal combustion engine. Chris, I'll start with you on this one. Are you surprised that Lewis has just changed the ICE and not the whole power unit? Because the whole power unit would put him at the back of the grid with a 20-place grid penalty. He's changed the ICE. Are you surprised that he's gone just for that? Or not him, but Mercedes have just changed the ICE.
Yeah, I'm very shocked, to be fair. I think he needed to take some sort of penalty. Yeah, Max Verstappen did. He needed to do something and take it this weekend. Because if you don't take it this weekend, the engine will become more older, and that's when you get an engine failure, and that could well toss you in the title race at some point, like on the season. So, but I thought it would change the whole power unit. Dave Verstappen did.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
It's very. It is a penalty. He has took a penalty, but I still think it's a very risky one. Not changing the whole power unit, because if you change the whole power unit, at the end of the day, you don't need to worry about engine failure unless something.
Yeah.
So something tragic happens.
You're dead right. Lindsay says redemption from last year for Charles Leclerc. We'll get into how they're doing on practice in a bit, but Wayne Lewis, he's just changed to ICE. The rest of the unit is still there. He's still on his third or second, whatever parts he's got in his car. Are you surprised they've played it this way with just the ICE changed, or are you thinking smart move?
I think they're looking forward to the races, and I think it's a smart move because you got 4 races after this, or no?
No, it's 6, I think.
6
races.
7. Well, 6 after this one, yeah.
Yeah. So you still got a few more races, and I think they feel like this is a race they could win. So they don't want to risk it going backward, because if he goes right to the back, even though he's got a quality car, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But if he's middle table, it's not going to be as much, because like you said, it's going to be unpredictable.
Let's go, Lewis. Finish 19th.
So I think it's a smart move. I think they'll probably take the full engine, I think, in USA or something like that. So let's wait and see.
Yeah.
No,
I have no idea. Probably talking to Bruno.
But yeah, I dog a bollocking because he was trying to lick my feet, the little fucking foot fetish perving little dick. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're fucking nobody.
I am somewhat surprised that they've only gone for. But hearing
what
Wayne said,
how come he only gets 10th and Max gets 20th?
Because Wayne, can you message her and explain it?
I need to know.
That's your job.
I need to know. I'm not going to stop until I need to know.
Max changed the whole unit. Lewis has just changed the internal combustion.
Oh, well, can someone tell Lewis he's a prick?
If you want me to explain what the internal combustion engine is, Google it.
I know. Can you just message Lewis and tell him he's a prick?
Absolutely. Me and him are besties. He's coming on the show next week.
If he's coming off a fucking show, I'm going to unsubscribe to Let's Talk Premier League, the fucking dickhead.
Excellent. But no, I would get a chance.
Niall celebrating. Where's my? Whoa! I want some opinions on this, please.
What do you want to possibly say about an internal combustion engine change?
It sucks for Lewis. Come on, let's get 3rd or 4th or like maybe 9th.
Excellent. So
bye, bitch.
The very insightful Charles Strong there for you guys.
That was very insightful. I just walked outside without my shoes on because I forgot my shoes.
Well, that was a smart move.
Well, I just forgot them, to be honest. I really did. I just forgot them.
Charlotte.
Oh, someone's messaged me.
Charlotte.
Oh, I'm popular.
Charlotte, do you think it's time for you to go to bed?
Do you think it's time for you to not say that? Yeah.
Unbelievable. Right, moving on.
Yes, Wayne, how you doing? Are you okay?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You talk to me later. I see this. I'll talk to you later, but I'm not going to actually message you later. But you know,
we sort of are in the middle of a show, Charles.
How long have we been going for?
24 minutes.
Oh, it's not that long. It's not even the middle of the show yet.
Well, considering it's a 30-minute show, we're near the end.
I thought it was an hour show. Don't you fucking growl at me, you monster. I'm gonna have your balls cut off on the.
Right. Onto how the teams are doing so far. Lewis topped free practice 1. He was almost about waves.
I will have your balls cut off on the
400
22nd. Don't piss me off.
400 tenths of a second behind Lewis was Max. Chris, indications of this show that, and to be fair, this has always been a Mercedes stronghold. Well, it was last year, and it probably will be this year. Any indication going into that, or are you just like, no?
Yeah, no. I'm not really that. I don't really trust practice that much, if I'm being honest. I think practice more than used to the track, and obviously all the data programs, etc., strategies. That's what it's all about, and that's what it's all about. It's mainly qualifying tomorrow, where you're on the data skate in the Texan, and I mean, the Turkish Grand Prix in the past has always been Lewis Hamilton's favourite. Where he's had his good moments in F2, for example, where he won the F2 title there. So I think Hamilton's used to it, but not used to the U tarmac, the Turkish Grand Prix start now on the track. So it's going to be difficult for everyone. So. So yeah, I think this is going to be very unpredictable, if I'm being honest. I want to say Max Verstappen will be okay and get the job done, but we need to see what happens. But I think Red Bull they're just sandbagging in practice. They usually do some races, or you see what happens qualifying. That's all I say, and that's when you can judge it.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Wayne, thoughts on the practices? Obviously, Lewis has been top of both of them. You can't read too much though into practice, can you?
No, you can't. Obviously, you can see bits and pieces how they're tuning in.
Yeah.
I think I hate saying it because obviously they're part of my rivals, but I think Ferrari are looking good. I think they're looking quite strong, and I think this track always suits Ferrari anyway. For some reason, it's always done in history.
I think it really attracts Ferrari now.
It certainly is a Ferrari Mercedes stronghold, isn't it? In terms of the battle between Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren Ferrari, it certainly does favour McLaren and Ferrari a little bit. Mercedes Ferrari a little bit more.
But it's going to be an interesting race. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be Max Verstappen. I don't think it'll be Lewis who wins it either this year. I think we'll be surprised who might win it.
Yes, Nikita Mazepin it is. Come on. I'm joking.
Well, with great respect in the world, if Mazepin wins a race, I think we should all just quit. Everyone should just quit F1. And
if Mazepin wins a race, I'm quitting F1. End of discussion.
Especially with
fucking hell, miracles. All you need to be playing is dreams can come true. That's what you need to play when Mazepin wins. It's never gonna fucking happen. Ask yourself this: can green pigs fly? No.
Yes.
No, they cannot. There's no such thing as green pigs flying.
We'll give our predictions in a second.
Wayne,
but I want to take a little bit onto Alfa Romeo, because Alfa Romeo is still yet to confirm who is going to be driving with Valtteri Bottas next season. There is a few that could be lined up for that seat. Now, you could obviously go for Antonio Giovinazzi for another season. You could bring in Callum Ilott, which is part of the Ferrari Driver Academy. You could also bring in Callum Ilott, Guan Zhou.
Yeah, Guan Zhou,
yeah. You could bring through him. You got Schwarzer. You got a few. Chris, who do you think will be partnering Valtteri Bottas next season?
Well, I thought ideally it would be a Ferrari, a race with Ferrari. So I thought it would have been one of I or Schwarzman. But with the latest rumours, and it's obviously Quan Chu, the latest rumours, of course, with the sponsors, he's got the backing of the China sponsors as well. And for me, sponsors talking F1, it's showing it with Mazepin at Haas.
To be fair, though, so do Ferrari. Ferrari talk quite a bit as I bet you if Ferrari talks before a sponsor, well, I bet you if a sponsor's talking and then Ferrari pipes up, I bet you Ferrari pipes up. I bet you that Ferrari beats the sponsor in terms of influence, because Alfa Romeo rely quite heavily on Ferrari.
You would think Ferrari will want one of their development drivers to take that seat at Alfa Romeo. But it's just when money comes into it. You got Jan Stroll and Aston Martin. Then his dad is obviously part of that team, so it's
that's a bit of a not the greatest one to use, because his daddy does run the team. So Daddy's money does trump it.
I've got a name that's a bit out there.
Jason Plato?
No. Liam Lawson.
I've absolutely no idea who he is. I'm not going to lie to you.
Liam Lawson.
Is he like the Lewis Hamilton of F1? Basic, annoying.
Is he in F2? He's in F2.
F2, and he does DTM as well.
Oh, that's where Lewis Hamilton should be.
DTM, he's going to be this weekend. He's got a chance to win DTM on his first ever time playing in it. And he's
anything without one in it doesn't deserve to be.
Do you think that Alfa Romeo would go for him though? You'd thought that they would go for an F2 champion, which was Callum Ilott last year, wasn't it? Oh, not F1.
Yeah,
he came second.
But this year he's probably fourth in it. I think he's fourth in the title race.
No, he's not even in it because he won it. He didn't get a seat.
No, Liam Lawson.
Oh,
no,
Lawson.
in
I thought you were on about Ilott. Sorry, my bad.
No, Liam Lawson is he's in F2 now. He's one of the Red Bull livery ones, but he's doing really well in DTM as well. And he literally is going to win. He could win it if he racing for Ferrari. So that's why I'm saying it, because he's got Ferrari.
What is he racing for Ferrari and DTM?
Yeah,
but he's a Red Bull Driver Academy.
Yeah,
I don't know. The way I think it'll go to either Guaham Zhou, or however you pronounce his name, or Callum Ilott, or they'll keep Giovinazzi. I think it's going to be either Zhou with all the money, or it's going to be one of the two Ferrari Driver Academy guys, which is at this precise moment Giovinazzi and Ilott. I would love to see Callum Ilott given a chance. I think he's good enough. He should have had the Haas seat before fucking Mazepin. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah, I agree with you. But have you seen him in IndyCar?
No.
He raced for a couple of races in IndyCar, and he didn't look good at all. It's not. So
IndyCar's a bit of a different one, though. He's done very well in all of his. Do you know? I think we can't base it off just IndyCar. I mean, IndyCar is a different beast compared to Formula One. No disrespect to IndyCar at all, but no, I also think
motorsports. So
I think in terms of Callum's, history, did very well in F2, which is the feeder series for F1. So that's probably the fairest one to look at. I think give him a chance. I mean, but that's my personal opinion. Is give Ilott a chance. But we'll get into some predictions. Wolf says no t-shirt Wayne. Wayne's comfy. I wish I could be that comfy.
I'm topless Wayne. I've always been that way on this YouTube channel.
He is literally. I think I that is literally his nickname. I've definitely heard people call him topless Wayne before. It's just Wayne. It's Wayne being Wayne. There's no way to describe it apart from Wayne being Wayne.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean that's the best way. But let's do some predictions, guys. Chris, who do you think's going to get pole position tomorrow at in Turkey?
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. Lewis. What about you, Wayne?
I actually think it's going to be Charles Leclerc. I hate saying it, but I do.
I'm going to say Lewis. Actually, it's rain due tomorrow.
Go on, say George Russell.
No, I'm going to say no, I'm going to say Lewis. Lewis for pole. Wolf says that's not a bad thing. It shows you don't give a fuck. I like that. We all like that. So, predictions for the race, though. Chris, who's winning the Turkish Grand Prix?
Thank God Lewis Hamilton's had a grid penalty. It's a tough one, like.
Yeah.
But I just think Lewis Hamilton, even with the grid penalty, will make his way off the pretty grid and still end up at podium.
Yeah, probably. Who do you think's winning?
Charles Leclerc's not a bad shout, like, from Nancy and Wayne. But I'm gonna say Verstappen to win.
Mad Max, shall I say? Mad Max. What about you, Wayne?
Verstappen to win, and I think Hamilton will get third.
Nice. What about you, Wayne?
I hate saying it because obviously I'm a car and you're going to think I'm biased, but I'm not. I think Norris might win it.
I would love him to win it. I'm going to say Max Verstappen and Perez to punt Lewis off in turn 6. You just know that Red Bull are not letting Lewis pass easily. Not a chance. Because Perez is not Valtteri. Valtteri's already left. Perez has got another season with this lot. He's not going to want to upset them, is he? Sorry, Lewis, you're getting punted off at turn 6. God have mercy on your soul. Because if he thinks he's getting past Perez in any way, shape, or form easily, so sadly mistaken, it's unreal. It should be a good race, though. Should be a good race. We'll have all of the watch-alongs for that this weekend. So we've got qualifying starting at 12:45. We'll be live at 12:45. Qualifying starts at 1. And then the race, 12:45, race starts at 1. And then we've got the Checkered Flag show, 6 p.m. on Sunday, which is basically going to be reviewing everything that's happened over the entire weekend and looking at the Perez Lewis Hamilton crash, because if I was a betting man, I'd bet on that. I'd be betting on a Red Bull, because you know what's Perez going to lose?
That was from the rivalry up.
It would, but Chris, tell me that's not likely.
You know what? Fuck it, I hope it happens.
No, but I don't hope it happens. I just, Perez is probably going to be what? If we're looking at past qualifyings, probably going to be down what? 8th, 9th?
Yep.
If he's lucky. Lewis is going to be 11th at best. Unless Lewis gets a storming start and Perez has a howler, they're going to be meeting on the track at some point.
He has to get past Fernando Alonso as well.
Yeah. Oh,
and Fernando Alonso absolutely hates him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't blame him for.
No, neither do I. There's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really, really exciting race. And I'm low-key interested to see if Perez punts Lewis off.
Last season's Turkish Grand Prix summed it up where you start the race, everyone was pretty off the track. And you had pretty 2 racing points in first and second.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder really about Formula One. Yeah. I do wonder, as I say all the time about Formula One. I'm like, crikey. And I never know with them. Never know with Formula One. You never know who's going to win. But Yeah, not this season anyway. Just realised we've had Russia behind us all of that. See you now, mate. Catch you in a bit, Wolf. Catch you in a bit. That's why it sent me out. Oh, do apologise that way. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Well, actually, I'll be back at 10 doing a Manchester United show, or the United show at 10. So make sure you tune in for that. Tomorrow, as I said, F1 watch along, and then watch along for England, where I'll be either playing FIFA or asleep. I will have a scoreboard there so we can count how many times Andorra score past England, provided that game actually happens, because there's been a fire. So yeah, we'll be back then. But before you go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel. Chris, where can they find you, mate?
Chris Wells CFT 97 on Twitter.
Perfect. But yeah, until next time, guys, thanks for watching and peace out.